going to be my 99 range video, and as you can see, I'm already right. Let's have a look. 394,000 from 98, so I should be able to get 99 in 16, maybe 17 days. 100k XP a day should be doable if I worked out right. This is basically going to be a guide video. What I did, what I killed, my methods, what quests, what other skills other than range I think you should have to make it a bit easier. Bank video, what I managed to get from getting 99 range. Also going to have some bad points that I encountered while getting 99 range, like dying and stuff, people being rather annoying. Commentary vid, as you know I'm already speaking now. Also going to be footage from my 99 range party, so hope to see some big names there, and enjoy. Thanks. Okay, so this is a guide part of my video. In this part I'm going to talk about the equipment I used, the majority of my range levels, what I'm using now, other skills and items that are useful, and my way of getting XP. So first is equipment. Now as you can see, I'm currently wearing full armor deal, DFS archer ring and amulet of ranger set, and the accumulator, which is an outfit that not a high amount of people can afford when they're starting off. So what I do recommend is going to be Dragonhide, depending on your current level. Black for 70 plus range, red for 60 plus, blue for 50, and so on. Next thing, ranger set. Now while the boots are pretty expensive at the minute, the hat isn't really out of reach for a lot of people, so I recommend getting one when you can. But as for the boots, these can be substituted for dragon boots, which I did for a while because I lost 2 sets of boots when I died at the Mythical Dragons. Next thing is jewellery. Now I'm using the archer's ring and the amulet of ranging. The amulet has gone down a lot recently. I think that is very underpriced for the bonus it gives you when training with plus 15 range attack, and the archer ring isn't expensive also. It's just sub of 1 mil right now, which again is a very good price for the advantage it gives you. Now a must have for me is the accumulator, which is obtained by completing the animal magnetism quest. Now this device will pick up your bolts automatically and stop you losing as many bolts as you would if you didn't use the device. So I would definitely say do the quest. It took me around half an hour, 45 minutes I think. I also use a DFS, which can be sub with an anti-fire shield. Definitely a must here at Blue Dragons. You don't want to get hit by the fire that these dragons breathe. And I also use a rune crossbow and mithril bolts, but if you're 55 slayer then use broad, as they are much cheaper and will hit as well as addy bolts. Otherwise I'll say to use mithril. Right, now that was the equipment part of the guide, so let me talk about the training part of this thing. So as you can see, I'm currently at Blue Dragons in Tavily Dungeon, and this is where I've gotten about 90 to 95% of my level since 54 range. I also did some agencies. I think I did about 3,000 of those in total. Metal dragons, which were iron and steel. And I think that's about it for the other things I did. Now, right now I'm into a routine, and that routine is as follows. I will start off at Falador West Bank and run down to Tavily Dungeon. When I get into the dungeon, I will use the shortcut pipe, which is where the other skills recommended comes in. And that skill is 70 agility. Now I will say to get this honestly, because you can use the pipe, get your kills, use the Falador tab, back to the bank, run back, get your kills, repeat the process and so on. Each trip takes me around 15 minutes with my range level and the equipment used, so it will vary on your level, but not by enough to make the time taken for getting 70 agility to be wasted. So yeah, I will pick up the bones and hides. Also, I will take nature runes, rhino weeds, rune daggers, and depending on what I will get each trip, I will sometimes miss out on the 13th dragon to pick these up. Mainly as I'm not losing out on not killing the 13th dragon, but I am gaining from these other drops. And so basically this is the training part of my guide. Right, now money making part of the guide. Now every day I will get several people asking me how am I so rich, where did I get my money from, yada yada yada, so I tell them. Ranging here at the blue dragons. Now half of them will believe me and the other half, well, they just don't. But believe what you want, I'm here just explaining my methods. Now what I will do is I will kill 13 blue dragons each trip, which will amount to about 73k a trip depending on current prices. And I will do a complete trip every 15 minutes, so in an hour I will earn around 280k. Now I usually play in the evenings, 4 or 5 hours just each night, which isn't a lot, but in this time I can earn about a mil in 4 hours, sometimes less, sometimes a bit more, depending on if I get sidetracked. One thing some people will do will be only bank the dragon bones because bones cost more than D-hides. But think of it like this. Now if you were to do a set amount of kills, just say for example 100, and collect only the bones, you will get around 360k depending on current prices. But if you were to bank both the bones and the hides, you will get around 580k. Again, current prices are an issue. So it's more beneficial to bank both hides and both bones, even though you have to bank more often. This is where 70 agility comes into handy from earlier. A lot quicker with teletabs also. Another thing is that some people say avian seeds are better. Well, this is not false, it's also not true, which you'll see in a minute. Every kill at blue dragons, you're guaranteed a 5.8k drop, which amounts to an anti-bars drop every other kill at avian seeds. Now, this is basically depending on you. Whether you're lucky with anti-bar drops or, you know, having to get rune items to Alk, will depend on if it's better. Now, after my 99 range video, I will do a set amount of kills at blue dragons and then set amount of kills at avian seeds to see what is better. But for now, my main method, and which I think is better, more reliable, is blue dragons, based on the information that I've already said to you. So this is just my main method of making my money. Okay, now I've pretty much gone over everything I can think of that I want to put in this guide so far. We've got the equipment that I've used personally and what I recommend for others. Training methods, you know, my routine, just a quick brief about a couple of other methods such as avian seeds, the money making part of my video. So as far as I can tell, that's pretty much it for now, and the only thing that is left will be the 99 range party. I'm currently a full 1.227 mil from 99 range, 17% into my goal. I'm going to have to do this video in 2 parts. The guide part, which you've just finished watching, will be part 1. Part 2 should be around in about a week, maybe a couple days longer. And is maybe a little surprise for some of you, depending on what you think about it. But you'll see when I make the video. If you're at Blue Dragons and you watch this, then you're invited. Just leave a comment and you'll be invited to the 99 range party, which I'll get some details up about pretty soon, and basically go from there. So all I can say is just wish me luck training, and I shall hopefully see you soon.